Hello, 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 everybody, and thanks for joining me on the stream tonight. Chase Oliver here, and it's been a lovely evening here in Georgia, and I just wanted to come on and discuss a few things as well as what's upcoming for me in the future. So, first and foremost, I'm really excited to be heading to Grand Rapids, Michigan later on this week. From Thursday to Memorial Day, I will be up in Grand Rapids at the Libertarian National Convention. Very excited to get out and meet so many wonderful liberty activists, people who've been involved in the inner workings, doing the business of the party. And many of those people were big supporters of the campaign. And it'll be great to reconnect with so many people from that 2024 campaign just a couple of years later. And I'm excited to be going, as a delegate for the state of Georgia. I look forward to doing the party business, to voting on the platform and bylaws and party officers, and doing all of those things, as well as participating in some of the events going on during the weekend. Namely, I'll be on a great political game show that's a lot of fun with my friend Free, as well as speaking in the hall as one of the keynotes along with Joe Jorgensen. So I'm looking forward to getting out there, meeting a lot of great people. Like literally, as soon as I hit the ground, I'm getting picked up by friends and heading over to dinner, and then from then on for the next 5 days, I will be in like the libertarian ecosphere, getting to meet and speak with so many wonderful people. So I'm ready to get spiritually re-energized, and it will be a great time. So if you're going to be out at the Libertarian National Convention, make sure you say hello. Make sure you come by and say hi. But I did really want to lead with that because that's really the good news, right? That is the good news. And with good news, there is often not great news or bad news, whatever you want to call it. And, earlier this year, at the Libertarian Party of Georgia State Convention, I came to that convention, planning to be there and support the party and do party business. And when it came time to nominate people to run for office, someone said, when it was time to nominate people for governor, rather, I stood up and said, hey, we need somebody to be on this ballot. We need somebody to do this. And to try to get the signatures we need for ballot access, we need to make this case. And when I said that, someone said, well, why don't you do it? And I kind of at the time, I was not planning on doing it, but we needed somebody to be the candidate. And so I said, yeah, I'll do it. And I was ready to get that going. It was going to be a late starting campaign because I wasn't planning on building anything. I hadn't walked into that room planning on being a candidate. So to start getting that apparatus going took a little bit of time. And I got a team together, a great team of people. Some of them worked on my 2024 campaign. And we started getting the process together. We got the website together. We got through the paperwork of filing. We raised some money. We had started doing a couple of events to try to get signatures. It's a very difficult thing to do, I'll be perfectly honest. But life kind of got in the way for me. And just taking it back to running for president in 2024, to properly run for president in 2024, I basically had to start doing that in January of 2023. And before that, I had been running for US Senate since early in the year in 2022. And throughout that 3-year process, I missed a lot of time with a lot of my family. And, it was still the honor of my life to represent this party as a candidate and to do the work of a candidate and see the fruition of the campaigns. And but earlier this year, both my parents and currently are under having real health troubles, and that in combination with some other things, including my job. When I ran for office the last 3 years, I took 3 years off, really 2 years off, really from working full time, used my life savings, and really had to restart in November of 2024 from scratch in terms of finding a job and moving to a new place and a lot of things. So my job also is a real consideration here, and being able to earn a living. And I have found that due to the commitment to my work and ultimately the commitment to my family, that I cannot give the full-throated campaign that I thought I could for governor of Georgia. And it really hurts to say this. I don't like to let people down, and I don't like to have to, I don't like to have to go back on things. But the truth is to take care of my family, to take care of myself, and to take care of my life, I'm going to have to suspend my campaign for governor. This does not mean that I am not going to keep fighting for libertarian principles and for libertarian issues. It doesn't mean that I'll never run for anything ever again. It just means that right now is not the time for me to be entering into that arena. And it really hurts to say it because I love being a candidate. I love fighting for the issues that matter, I think, to voters and who want to see a smaller government that's less intrusive in their lives, who are being overtaxed and spied upon, and all sorts of things that, I think we need to get out there. Just now is not the time for me to be able to do it. I can't commit the time. And at this point, I don't feel comfortable asking for further support for a campaign that I can't properly be there for. So what happens now? Well, I am still technically filed. And while I'm suspending any campaign activity, I will be supporting those other candidates who are running statewide. If I have time to get out there and do more petition driving, I will. Again, that's kind of relevant to the other obligations in my life. But I'll do what I can do. And those of you who are supporters of the Libertarian Party of Georgia, I want you to continue to support the Libertarian Party of Georgia. Whether we're running nonpartisan local races or attempting to get the ballot access to run statewide or for a congressional district like Andrew Underwood up in the Georgia 14th, I want you to keep supporting the party. I'm going to keep supporting the party. I'm still going to Grand Rapids to be a member of my party and to do my part to do the business of the national party, as I did earlier this year to do the business of the state party. Someone is asking in the comments, who would I endorse if I decide to? I won't be endorsing certainly none of the non-libertarian candidates in this race. Doubt I will vote for governor. If I get the chance to vote for libertarians, I will happily do so. But it's just it's just not something in my wheelhouse right now to even think about, really endorsing anyone outside of the Libertarian Party in this race. And I do believe the Libertarian Executive Committee can replace me. I encourage them to do so if someone wants to step up and try to complete this and be the nominee. I'll happily step aside. It's just the way things go sometimes. And I've been a candidate 3 times before. This would have been my 4th campaign. And to be honest, the burnout is real, not just with me, but with many of my team who has been with me for years in these efforts. And so I'm going to refocus myself on my job and my family. And ultimately, politically, I still do have campaign debt from the presidential campaign that I'll have to work to pay down and negotiate down and do those other things. So my plate's going to still be very full. But tonight, I just have to announce that it will no longer be actively campaigning for governor of Georgia. And I want to thank everybody who put their faith in me, who supported me at convention, who has supported the campaign thus far. We have a few outstanding financial obligations for the campaign that we're going to take care of, namely like website hosting and some other expenses. Once we get those invoices taken care of, whatever remains, I will leave it to my team to really deem, I don't know exactly how to handle that stuff. So I will leave it to people who have far more experience in the realm of election law and stuff to figure out exactly what happens there. But we're not taking any new donations. If you do want to donate, I have both a Patreon, which I will be continuing to do live streaming with, and frankly, using anything that I gain from this to continue helping to support me and my family. So if you do want to support the Patreon, you're more than welcome to. I'll post that address in the comments here. And right now, if folks want to support the Patreon, they can. if you want to support the 2024 campaign, I do still need folks to help out with that. If if you feel so inclined, I am going to need help with that, just because there is campaign debt still outstanding there. So I'm going to drop this in the comments here. If you want to support the Patreon, you can. So please do. But also, if you want to go to votechaseoliver.com, you can support the 2024 campaign there. So that being said, I do want to talk a little bit about what's going to be happening going forward here with the live stream. I am going to continue to try to do one of these at least a week, every week. Wednesday seems to be the best night for me to do these. I know it's Saturday right now, so it's weird that I'm saying that. But Wednesday is normally the best night for me to kind of have time to do a live stream. So I'm going to try to schedule them then. I might do additional live streams throughout the week. I might be doing some short form videos as I travel and do some cool stuff. And this will not entirely be libertarian focused. Some of this will just be about, what's going on in the state of Georgia, these kinds of things. Someone says, if I had won the presidency in 2024, would have I resigned midterm? No, I wouldn't have, but that would be an entirely different situation. But thanks for asking the question. This is a lot less serious than being an acting president, being a candidate. I'll just be real. That's the reality of it. So there you go. I just want to say thank you again to everybody who has supported me in the past and who supported me in this very limited campaign for governor. And again, I look forward to seeing so many wonderful people up in Grand Rapids this coming week. But I will continue to be in contact with folks. If you do want to support the Patreon, please do. Every dollar will go towards improving the production quality that I'm able to provide, as well as helping out my family. So, and I plan on having future guests and other things on as well, in addition to just me talking to you in the live stream. But I'm not going to be very long tonight. I did just want to go ahead and get this out and announced. It's been a very tough choice. I've been weighing back and forth whether I have the capability of doing this and still being able to maintain what I feel is my obligation to my family. And, family comes first. As much as I love the Libertarian Party, as much as I love politics and being a candidate, my family life comes first. And I really gave up a lot of that time in the previous 3 years. And there's only so much time left. And so my last message that I would encourage people to do is, if you haven't maybe talking to some members of your family in a little while, business has gotten in the way, life's gotten in the way, get on the phone and call them, shoot them a DM, because we only have so many days ahead of us, right? So with that being said, I'm going to end the live stream in just a minute. But yeah, that's really my message here today is family does ultimately come first. It's the most local government, so to speak. It's the people I feel the most obligated to. And so I have to honor those obligations. And I am not going away forever. I'm only 40, not even 41 yet. So I got plenty of time to continue to be active in the political spaces. There are plenty of races ahead. There are plenty of times for me to speak out. And I'll keep doing that. But in the meantime, I hope each and every one of you has a wonderful evening. And if you're coming to Grand Rapids next week, I hope to see you there. Please come up, say hello. And with that being said, peace, love, and liberty, you guys. You guys have a wonderful day.